Welcome. So we are here to address the topic of living in challenging times, how to deal with sometimes extreme challenges, how to stay conscious when challenges arise, it is, of course, true to say that most of the time life is experienced for most people as challenging, although there are sometimes interludes when everything seems to be going very well, according to plan. Good things happen, you can relax, be happy, perhaps you've fallen in love, or you're just getting married, or you got a promotion, you're doing well professionally, a child is born, happy moments, happy interludes. It's wonderful when things are going well in one's life, and it's to be enjoyed, of course, and appreciated. But the strange thing is that sooner or later, and usually sooner, something seems to spoil, to mar the enjoyment that you had for a while. There's always something that comes in sooner or later that seems to want to sabotage the things that are going well in your life. Some people take it even personally, and they think there's perhaps a God who has something against them, or they say life in general is treating me unfairly. Why is life treating me unfairly? Why do these things always happen to me? Why to me? Everybody else seems to be fine. Of course, that's a misperception. They may look fine if you look at their Instagram posts and what they post on Facebook. There, they all look fine and happy, but of course, as you may know, that's a facade. It's an artificially, mentally constructed image that people project into the world in order to get recognition, in order to get as many likes as possible, and then they feel strengthened and experience an enhanced sense of identity. They feel better about themselves briefly, and they may not realize that they are living ultimately a lie, that they are continuously projecting and living through a false, fictitious sense of self. Now, to some extent, that was already the case even before people invented social media and all those things. But this has now become amplified, the tendency to have a mental image of who you are and to experience life and other people and events through this mental image of who you are. That's me, my life, you say. What is my life? a narrative in your mind, a story you tell yourself, a story you tell others, something that you project. It's a role that you play unconsciously. It's a role that you've been conditioned to play. The roles vary from person to person, but almost everybody, unless they begin to awaken, become aware, awaken spiritually, almost everybody then plays, without knowing it, they play a role. It's the conditioning that they have experienced since childhood, conditioned by their immediate environment, conditioned by their cultural environment. So you become this entity, and ultimately, when you are unconscious, which means you're completely identified with this role, you are acting out a script. And if somebody lives with you, then they know that after a while they realize your behavior is quite predictable, because your reactions tend to be always the same, and what you say tends to be always the same. It's a script that you mistake for who you actually are, the conditioning of your mind.